big, wasn't he?
It's not about the kill, but the challenge of it. That's why it's called hunting. Turkey has always been one of those animals that I haven't actually had a chance to really focus on hunting. And so I feel like if the guys can use a bow and get within 20 yards or so and be successful hunting turkeys, then I should be able to get that close with the Desperado. So I've been reading and researching and learning about what it takes to be a turkey hunter, right? I've decided that this year is the year that I'm gonna get a turkey and I'm gonna use the Desperado. Before we head out into the field, I just want to make sure that the load is correct on the Desperado and it's going to give us the best pattern possible. There's a lot of range testing that you don't see behind the scenes of me testing different loads and seeing what works to give the best results. Things are a little dicey with the ammo situation, right? So getting supplies has been a little difficult. But if we're going to shoot shot, we can try some regular shotgun wads. I've kind of had to engineer my own turkey load for the Desperado. There isn't a choke system in the gun, so I've had to design a way to make it to where the shot stays all together and gives me enough of a pattern to be successful when turkey hunting at about 20 to 30 yards. But I think we finally landed on something that'll work, and that's using regular shotgun wads combined with the pellets inside this Blackpowder pistol. Like that. Still, most of it went over here. See that? Yeah. Honestly, it wasn't as tight of a pattern as I hoped it would have been. I wish there was a few more pellets that would have found the mark. It really does up the anxiety level for me, knowing that I've got to be just that much more accurate and that much closer to the turkey to have a shot of taking it down. So Paul has a 6,000 acre lease about 60 miles east of San Antonio. The ranch manager said that he's seen a lot of turkeys in this one little section, which is about 100 acres of the ranch. So we're gonna try there first because it seems like that's our best odds. And since we've got a little bit of inside knowledge, we're hoping that we can get in there before a whole lot of other hunters happen to come in and get the birds before we do. I'm not gonna give up until I get one or the season ends. Yeah, I think it'll work. I mean, I can see through here enough, but looking out, they can't really see in. So they should pass by here roughly.
They should.
When we hunt whitetail in Texas, we typically set up in a blind because it hides your movement and smells and all that other stuff. And turkeys, don't have a great sense of smell. Everything that I've read says they have super keen eyesight. So I feel like setting up in a blind where we're well covered up will give us the best odds so that any movement from me or the camera is masked. So the decoys are about 25 yards out. So if the turkeys behave like we want them to and they come around on the left or the right, then they'll be close to this wood line and I can just stand up and get ready and wait for them, right? And just be ready to look up over these bushes or whatever and shoot down. Ideally, I want to get them before they get to the decoys. The closer the shot, the better, just because of the pattern. They're either going to be really stupid and come in and it's going to be a quick hunt, or it's going to take me a lot longer. So honestly, I really don't know what's going to happen this year. 100 times over, but getting them, within 35 yards, right? You have to really depend on the animal.
Yeah.
And, I get that. Bow hunters, they do that all the time. And for a lot of people, it's the thrill of getting it in that close and being that close to the animal and whatnot. They're coming in. They're coming toward us. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Let's see if I can call him in. We had one get within like 5 yards of us, too young to shoot. Couldn't see it really anyway, but we heard it. It was making noise like crazy.
Kind of walked behind us, it seemed like.
Yeah, it went around us, and it went. It was on the right of us, and then it walked right behind us. Came over on the left and then walked back into the woods. But whenever I did that call, he gobbled back at me twice.
So that's what I was hearing.
That's right.
I thought it was in the tree line.
No, it was right there. It was down like this side of that old tree. So he would like strut and just kind of walk back and forth, but he was like coming right toward us. But you're that close to that.
Well, how are you feeling about tomorrow?
I'm not feeling optimistic.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna get one. Every time I try to turkey hunt, something goes wrong.
Yeah, maybe try it again. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
I think here's what I was saying I think happened. I think this morning they were coming out of the roost from over there and they make a big circle. So tonight they went back to the roost through the woods instead of coming back exactly when they came out. Well, I think in the morning we'll see that same group come. It's my luck with turkeys. I haven't been successful yet, so don't know why I thought this time would be any different. All right, back to the cabin.
yeah.
Try again tomorrow.
Yep. All right, I'll go get the truck. We'll come pick you guys up.
Hey, I guess the consolation prize is I can always go home with these 2 turkeys. Oh, they roost. They typically roost in the same spot.
Okay.
So that's, but they, from what I've read, they make a big circle, right? They're close. They're close. So the idea is to stalk then?
To a certain degree.
All right.
Listen to them, and then you get closer to them, and you keep calling, and then you get kind of...
Yeah, start kind of pinpoint their location a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Turkey.
There you go, nice big one too. Walking nice and slow.
2 of them out the window over there.
3.
3 of them. Looks like and a small one, a little hen over there. That's 2 days in a row that we've seen them in this area, like right past that feeder.
Yep. This is an area to consider.
Because the turkeys aren't exactly coming to the blind, we're going to try stalking them. Now this is significantly more difficult, and again, I don't have the experience of, you know, someone that's done this before. Stalking them seems a little bit more dynamic to me, and you know, just something that I haven't tried before, so see if there's anything that we can learn from doing a stalk on some turkeys. Hopefully we can intersect these turkeys in the lines they'd normally be going, right? Where they're normally walking, we want to get in between them and where they would be headed to naturally anyway, instead of trying to call them over.
Those deer out there, and that's why I stopped. The deer got up and ran, and just waited. It didn't answer the call, so I stood up and looked, and it was part of a tree and some brush. So, oh well, better than putting a stalk on a tree bark.
Boy, like this mojo is, you know, the ability to hide behind it and make your calls if you're using a call like mine.
That was a tom with a hen and a lot of young babies. But unfortunately, the camera couldn't really pick them up until the last second. When the camera got in position, they spooked. But we know kind of where they're at now. Say we had over there. But then I saw a snake that was so long, it covered the entire road widthwise. So I don't think we're going to be going over there.
There's been a lot of tension trying to get this turkey because, you know, working with all these different people and, you know, all this different planning and coordination, and it hasn't been easy. So the difference between being out blind and being out stalking was that we just had a lot more encounters with turkeys. I mean, we probably saw 30 or 40 of them, and when we were sitting at blind, we saw like 3. You know, so it was much more dynamic in the sense that we saw and we engaged with the wildlife even more. If I'm not successful in getting a turkey, it doesn't mean that I failed, because the difficulty level here and the challenge of using this firearm has made me a better hunter, and it's made me dig in and do research and learn about what I'm hunting. This is really our last chance because it's the end of the season. So, you know, I'm exhausted because we've been trying really hard for about 6 weeks. And now on the final day, I'm really just praying that a bird comes in. We've had hunters hunting this one area, this one feeder, that they saw turkeys there last night. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up in the bushes about 20 yards to the left of the feeder, and my hope is that I'll call, get some responses, they'll come on the path that they normally go anyway, they'll come right up to the feeder, and then I'll have a chance to get one. Called maybe a few seconds longer than I should have because the turkeys were running in. So I didn't have very much time at all to set my call down, which I saw the two birds in front of me, and I just aimed at the closest bird that I could see.
Real hot, coming your way. You see him?
After that first shot, I wasn't quite sure whether or not I hit the turkey or not until I saw it fall on the ground. You know, it wasn't ever really my intention to walk up 5 foot from a bird and shoot it in the head. After the final shot, it was victory and just a surreal feeling. I finally accomplished this thing that I set out to do. And it was just a big cloud of smoke, and here's the bird that I've chased after for, you know, almost 2 months. Literally, this is the last week of the season. We've been hunting for 5 weeks, 3 days a week since the season opened. There's the weariness and the tiredness and the wanting to be done, but then there's the success of it. So, I mean, at this point, the success is overriding the tiredness and the weariness, and it just makes me that much more enthusiastic about going out next time and doing another turkey hunt. Finally,
we've got
the streak is over. I finally got a turkey. I really feel like with all the turkey information out there that you have to know where the turkeys are and be right in the line of the path where they travel every day. You know, hey, what a great story, right? It came down to the very last day, the very last chance that I had an opportunity to go hunting. There it is. Now, all that's left is learn how to dress a turkey because I've never had the opportunity to dress a turkey before. Make sure and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more hunting videos from International Sportsman, and check out the accompanying article on internationalsportsman.com.